5, 4, 3, 2. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Six Gaming Podcast. This is the Ron Cleas hopped up on coffee today, so this should get interesting.
Okay.
With me today, we have the cute panda.
Hello, I'm Coles the panda. I'm a koala, I'm not a panda. What are we talking about?
Cute koala, whatever.
It's a bear. It's ravenous
And speaking of large mammals,
and endangered.
wait, how are you endangered?
The food is endangered.
Oh, that too. Yeah, we'll go with that.
He's
Veg.
endangered because he's running out of food.
We've got Veg with us, of course, and we got lots of stuff for you today. Coles, why don't you get us started off with our news?
So the most important news has to go first. In the first 10 days of sales, there's a certain DS game that sold 1.5 million copies. The game is none other than Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Hold on, I need to take off my glasses. Seriously, Pokemon. We're really going to start this podcast with Pokemon.
Well, if you think about a year and a half ago, everybody's like, Nintendo's dying, Nintendo's in the grave. And now they're selling like huge amounts of, Pokemon, Super Smash Bros. Even Wii U's are going like hotcakes nowadays. So it's great to see. I don't think they're going to be dying anytime soon with sales that are going as they are right now.
But you started the podcast with Pokemon. Why did you do such a thing?
Because you got to catch all the news.
Catch all the news. Surely this isn't all you have.
Oh, no.
Are you implying that he's got more news with it?
Hopefully not with Pokemon.
I wish Pokemon came to these next two consoles, but currently PS4, and for the past year since the PS4's been out, it's been by far and away on top of sales, like every quarter. However, it looks like Xbox One is going to be the new top dog here soon.
So what's the main reason? How did this happen? How did they start getting ahead of PS4?
I think
they had a pretty disastrous launch, if I remember.
Yes. The biggest thing I think that they did was they took the Kinect out, and they dropped the price for $100.
And it's actually cheaper to get an Xbox One right now than as a PS4. And I know that for selling them. So.
Veg doesn't care. He got rid of his Xbox.
Yeah.
The only thing is I feel there's way more of a selection on the PS4 for video games than on the Xbox One. But if you want like an all-in-one entertainment center, Xbox One is by far and away the way to go.
Right. I have a friend that had the Xbox 360, and it was pretty good as it was. He used that all the time for entertainment stuff. So, yeah, I guess it's about time that they started. They listened to the market, and they're getting rewarded for it by becoming the sales king.
They didn't listen for the market for like 6 months. They're like, no, we're keeping it. We're keeping it.
It took them a while.
Then they saw their sales line, and they're like, maybe we should not keep it.
All right, very cool. All right, anything else?
For all your Star Wars fans out there, a quick bit of news. Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually looking at implementing Star Wars into their next game.
They are owned by Disney, so
yeah,
that would do it.
Franchise now.
All right, Veg, how's the large news going this week?
Swell, just swell. So, Destiny or Bungie has been putting the ban hammer on some players that have been using modded consoles. If you don't know what a modded console is, basically they basically make it modded so they can cheat in games. Like you'll see them in Call of Duty all the time or Battlefield, where you shoot somebody 9 kajillion times and they just don't die, or they clip through a wall and they kill you with impossible odds. Just crap like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they found out a whole bunch of players have been using them, and then there's no specific console that they've been using them on, just banning them. So they've been banning accounts, they've been banning players, and there was a little bit of a backlash in the forums going, "Why are you doing this? Why are you banning all these people?" and then Bungie's like, because you're cheating, essentially. They're like, well, we're not always using it for that. It's like, it doesn't matter. That's what its purpose there. That's what a modded, Xbox does, or PS3.
Well, is that true? Is that all a modded console is for?
Pretty much, yeah. There's no other reason other than there's some very few games where you can mod them to make them more fun, kind of like you would with Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could look at some stuff that you weren't access. Like essentially, it is just cheating.
Right.
People just don't want to admit it.
Interesting.
It's the same thing if people would mod, World of Warcraft, not in the sense of add-ons, but in the sense of changing the game itself.
Yeah, they have software that detects that and
instantly ban that. Yeah, I remember for the longest time there was private servers back in BC and vanilla.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, there's still private servers.
Yeah, but they're a lot more harder to get into and as well as use.
Interesting.
So yeah, they pretty much just put the ban hammer on a whole bunch of people, and the forums QQ'd.
So, do they ban like the gamer tag, or do they ban like your IP?
They ban the gamer tag. So once a console gets banned, with that gamer tag, you can no longer use that console.
Great.
There goes $60 down the drain.
Pretty
More
much.
than that. It's more than that because some. Because,
DLC and stuff. Yeah.
Well, not only that, you just made your Xbox useless or your PS3 useless.
Well, you can play other games. No,
they banned your console. When they ban your gamer tag for that modding, they ban your console from the system itself. You can with Xbox, you can no longer if they detect that your console is modded, they will deactivate that serial number and you will never be able to use it again. You would have to get a brand new console.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah.
And there has been mishaps with that. There has been mishaps. One of my friends actually had a mishap. He wasn't using a modded console, and they banned him for it. So they literally had to give him a brand new console. He had to mail in his Xbox, and they gave him a brand new one because he couldn't activate it again. Once they deactivate that, they can't turn it back on. It's done.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I had the issue.
Yeah, that's not a So basically, just don't mod consoles, mod PCs.
Don't cheat.
And I don't mean like modding in the sense of messing with shit to the point where you're cheating. Unless you're in a single player, then who cares?
Right.
Don't ruin the experience for other people. Don't ruin the game for others because there's other games where, for some tracks I think it was like The Crew, had 35-second timers where it takes at least a minimum of 10 minutes to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get those with like every game. When it comes to leaderboards.
Yeah, but that's just bull. At the end of the day, that's just what it comes down to. It's people stroking their EPs. They want to be number one regardless, and not playing it the fair way.
Yeah, I'm currently having that issue with my game of the week. I'll get to that when I get there, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean. iOS is infamous for having a very horribly easy to hack leaderboard system. Their Game Center always has ridiculous high scores or low times or whatever. They're all out there. So.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. They just banned a whole bunch of modded consoles and players that were using them, which is a-okay in my book.
Yep.
Just don't do it. That's all I have to say.
Yep.
For that subject.
All right. Anything else?
And then, surprise, surprise, Call of Duty sales are declining from last year's. They were contributing last year's sales. So
didn't they just come out with a pretty big version of Call of Duty?
Yeah, Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, and that one was supposed to be like head and shoulders above any previous one.
Tell you what, it's not, because Titanfall already beat them to it.
I think Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is the best Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2 myself.
It's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but, it's kind of like the South Park episode where Butters tries to do something. Samson said it. It's kind of like that in the sense of Titanfall beat them way before anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's
just
not exactly Titanfall.
It is in a sense, though. I mean, they basically, jumping, rocket packs, and then explosions. That's all you pretty much need in a first-person shooter to call it advanced.
But I mean, in Call of Duty, there's never been that kind of thing. And plus, there's like, invisibility. There's different kinds of grenades. There's trackers. It's a lot different than any other Call of Duty.
But the point is that Call of Duty is a dying series at this point anymore. It truly is, because there's only so many. What are they going to make next year?
Outer space. Wait for it.
They might actually.
That'd be cool.
Grab
One of the funniest things I've ever heard was where a game genre goes to die is by go-kart track or go-kart racing, or some sort of fighter. So.
Well, explain Mario Brothers.
I said usually.
Exactly.
Because that's where Crash Bandicoot went to die. Some of the F1 games went to die.
Crash Bandicoot was a great series.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I wish that those guys would make them.
Well, the reason they all decided to do kart is because of Mario Kart. Like, Mario Kart was like the start of it, and everybody's like, oh my god, this game's so fun. Then everybody's like, jump on the bandwagon.
The most hilarious one was the Mortal Kombat go-kart racing.
Oh my god.
There was Mortal Kombat go-kart. No.
It's another.
Please tell me there wasn't a Mortal Kombat go-kart racing game.
Yes, but it was like a bonus game in like Mortal Kombat 7 or 8.
Oh my god.
And it's a full game too. It has like 4 or 5 tracks.
The best racing game I ever played was the Star Wars Podcaster game.
Yes. I wish they would put that on GOG. I'd play the crap out of that.
Such a good game.
But yeah, from what statistics are saying, that the average for the Call of Duty game, or for this time around, is a lot less than what they expect to make. But ironically, with Activision, you'll guess who's making up their sales for them.
Well, let's see. They don't have too many other franchises that they draw from, including our favorite.
It's our favorites, Ron.
Yes.
It's
Blizzard's.
Literally Blizzard saving Activision's ass for the quarter this year.
I wonder how the Blizzard folk feel about that.
They're like, hey, we're a staple of your business. Leave us alone.
Yep. All right. So mine kind of piggybacks on my deal from last week. Of course, last weekend we had the Intel Extreme Masters San Jose, which had StarCraft and League of Legends. This week's Intel Extreme Masters, it's going to be starting, let's see, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night?
Damn.
December 18th. It's in Cologne, Germany. And this is only a League of Legends tournament. The 6 teams there, they're going to have Roccat, Gambit, Team Dignitas going to be there, CLG. It'll be interesting to see how they're doing after last season's horrible collapse. And then we got also Moscow 5 and Aces High. I have no idea who those are.
I've heard of Moscow 5. They sucked horribly.
Do you know the old Moscow 5 or the new Moscow 5?
The old one.
The old one? You kidding me? They took second at Worlds.
Yeah, old Moscow 5 is pretty good. You and I know
But
that.
the thing is, they almost took it.
Yeah, they had to go against when Mad Life was a god. His fault.
But yeah, that'll be happening this coming week. Fortunately, it's like not only is it like during the week, it starts at like 10 a.m. my time. It's just like retarded.
Oh, great! I'll be at work by the time that I get to watch
me
it.
too. So.
11 a.m.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how these teams will react to. We've already seen a couple top tier teams on the 4.20 patch. So, new map for the win.
Oh man, I've been loving this map.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I just am afraid of jungling. I don't want to touch the jungle.
It's not that hard actually. They made it a lot easier.
How'd they make it easier? They added buffs.
You don't smite red, or when you go for blue, you don't smite it. You just kill it, and then you go for purple, or you go for the poison armor.
Actually, you go for poison armor first, and then you go.
Exactly, but it's not intuitive to know what is the poison armor.
Of a giant frog.
Yeah, it's mostly for jungling. Like, you're not going to use that for ganking. You're just going to take it.
Right, most of the buffs are for jungle because you need to smite to get it.
Yeah, except for the raptors, little birdies.
Yeah, most of them, not all of them. So, yeah, they're having an argument whether they were raptors or birds.
They're called raptors in the game, so I mean, jeez.
Yeah, but anyway, Yeah, Intel Extreme Masters coming up next week. $30,000 on the line for that. It's pretty decent. Wouldn't mind
That's
playing for that.
Too bad
what, almost
PSN.
7.5K for each person.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. So, all right. So that's the news of the week. Unless anyone's got something else, we will move on to the game pick of the week. And this time, I'm gonna start with Vitch.
Okay, mine this week is going to be Dragon Age Origins. So that's the very first Dragon Age that came out for consoles and PC.
Mhm.
I've been playing it primarily on the PC in offline mode because I don't feel like, because every time I'm on Steam.
Stitch? Did you just really call that Stitch?
Yes.
That's good, Vitch.
I've been playing too much Stitches lately on Heroes. Anyway, so I've been playing on offline mode a lot for that because it's very immersive. It's a very long game, and I did play it on the Xbox 360, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot harder to play it on a console than it is on a PC because it was originally meant for a PC.
Right.
Because you have so many battle components that are like stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. You know, in the middle of battle, it's hard to do that with a console controller when you have to find like 90 different things. Like, oh, you need a healing potion, and then you want that guy to use a spell, and then you need that person to heal you, or you're gonna die.
Mhm.
You know, and all that. And then I play on the hardest difficulty because that's just what I like to do. I find that fun, on top of the RPG elements. So for a full clear, for you to do everything, even all the side missions, it takes you roughly about 80 hours. Easily 80 to 120 plus.
It's a lot of time.
And it gives you choices. It gives you choices of how to complete missions with certain players. You also, or not players, but companions. You get to choose what you want to do. As there's certain roles, you can be a warrior, like a tank or DPS, a mage who can just bust out fire, ice spells, or healing spells, or illusion. There's just no one possibility. There's also rogues or hunters. There's just so much to do in that game, and it's a lot of fun. I believe it's only like $20 now.
It's cheaper than that.
Yeah, for the Game of the Year edition.
No, it's $20.
Is it $20 on Steam?
Yeah, $19.99 on Steam.
Used it was like $10 at GameStop for consoles.
Very well could
Well,
be.
that's GameStop though. That's not Steam. But it's just a lot of fun. It takes up so much time, and the story is amazing. I definitely say it's one of my all-time favorite games next to Oblivion that I picked up for a gaming series.
Yeah, this game's got tons of positive reviews on it. Like, you know, on Metacritic, I think it scores like 90 something,
which is almost impossible.
Yeah, it means your game's amazing. So.
Yeah, and then the predecessor of it, Dragon Age 2, took a shit. Like, it literally went from like there was a high expectation to begin with, but they just really went with it.
That's so horrible. It's just bad.
The only thing that almost quote unquote saved it was its combat system. They improved a lot on that, but then
it's probably all they focused on.
Probably because you're stuck in one city. Ooh, you get to go outside occasionally. Ooh, even though in the first one you can go everywhere. And then hopefully with Dragon Age Inquisition, I will be hopefully getting that eventually.
But you're hoping it doesn't suck either.
Well, from what I've been hearing, it's a lot better. So
Dragon
I don't know.
Age Inquisition, from what I understand, is like even above 1 and 2, like combined. Like it was Game of the Year, like the day it came out.
Yeah, so I hope like I said, I'm gonna hold it up to the Dragon Age Origins standards. If it's nothing less, then it's gonna be a disappointment.
Pretty much. When you come out with something as good as Dragon Age Origins, and then you follow it up, you know, with the second game, and you go to, first of all, it's gonna take balls to make a third game, like they are. It better be good, otherwise.
It is.
Otherwise, that'll be the end of that series.
Yeah, because the Dragon Age series, the story is amazing. Just a little bit, you know, of the story of the first one. You're a Grey Warden, which basically you fight the evil because you drink their blood and you can sense them.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, that just sounds in itself badass.
Yeah.
Oh, you drink the enemy's blood that could possibly kill you.
I didn't have a great time with the first game.
Was that because of the combat system, or?
No, because I didn't know that you couldn't go back and do the side quest if you just ran right through the main mission.
Oh yeah.
Like a bunch of your followers like die off and they can't do their side missions. You're like, holy crap, what do I do?
Yeah,
Alrighty.
that's why I tend to do those while on the way. And unfortunately, it's kind of like Fable 3 in that effect. I'm not even going to get into Fable 3. That was just a giant clusterfuck of a game. So, yes, your edit button's going to go off tonight.
The Fable games were bad after 2.
After 1.
I thought 2 was alright.
2 was too short.
That's
But
true.
anyway, I definitely recommend it. It's if you love RPGs and you love some action fighting, it is definitely the way to go.
Dragon Age Origins. All right. Very cool. Like I said, $20 on Steam if you want to get it. All right. I'll go next here. I'm backing away from the mobile games that I've kind of been on rail with for the last few weeks. And this one's also on Steam. And you'll remember some months ago I featured a game called Nitronic Rush, which is a free-to-play survival driving game based on the old San Francisco Rush 2049 for the Nintendo 64, one of the game modes that it had. Well, the people that were doing that at DigiPen, they moved on to a company called Refract Studios, and they've put out a game called Distance. And
You're going the distance.
it's the same guys. Yeah, I know, right?
Going for speed.
I think that almost every time I see the title.
Oh, God.
But Distance is basically multiplayer Nitronic Rush.
Nice.
It's just as fun as the original. It's got more controller support. Unfortunately, my wheel is too old for it, so I'm not going to be able to use the wheel for it.
Hey, for $30, you can buy mine.
No thanks.
It's a brand new wheel. I've only used it like 3 times.
That's all right. But yeah, it's got the same style game. The single player games, the single player campaign, at least on beta, is creepy as hell. Because there's these portals that you drive through, and you go from like this normal area, and then you go into a place where the road's all crumbling and stuff like that. And then you have this little, I don't know what you want to call it, sphere thing that knocks you into the air every once in a while into a portal. It's pretty creepy the way that it works, and it's really a very good. They've got some very good effects in that game. They've got like distance blurring and stuff like that. It is very, very fun to play. I was having a pretty good time with it. It's also frustrating as hell. If
Kind of sounds a little bit like Jet Moto, if you've ever heard of that game.
have not.
It is basically just you're on this giant rocket that you just race with against. The first one was like against 30 other people or 20
Right.
other people,
Uh-huh.
and then like one of the Jet Moto 2 had the hardest levels of all time. Where basically one was called Heaven and Hell, which was you're up. It's just really hard to explain, but one little mishap, it's kind of like Rainbow Road, where one little mishap, you fall off the track.
That's pretty much what the harder levels in Distance are like. Like I mean, you have to do like these. It's not just racing on a track. It's not what this game is. It's like you have to jump your car onto a wall and then drive on the wall, and then you might have to jump it onto a ceiling and drive on the ceiling for a while.
I've seen that game before on YouTube videos, and I thought some of the stunts or some of the tracks that people made, because I remember a lot of them were user created, were just insane.
Well, that's another thing about Distance is that they have Steam Workshop integrated. They have their level editor in the game.
Oh God.
It is people are already putting out levels for it, and they within the first couple of days they hit the top sales on Steam. So I mean, this game's got some momentum behind it as well because of the previous success of Nitronic Rush, and that was a free-to-play game.
What people don't understand is when you put in a factor of user-created content, Diablo 2, it creates longevity for a game. It creates interest in the game because there's new aspects of playing that game with that you never experienced something. It's like, oh, I want to see how this guy saw how the game went. Let me go see his crap real quick.
Yeah.
And then you realize, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Or
That's
it's like,
pretty
why
much how
did
this
this
game
person
goes.
even exist?
But yeah, they have an adventure mode. They have online multiplayer. They've got split screen if you're into that. You can have multiple people on the same computer.
My screen's tiny enough.
And of course, the soundtrack is just as thumping and awesome as Nitronic Rush's was. So, yeah, they're also going to be doing a version of this for PS4, but it is currently available as early access beta on Steam. It's normally $20. It's 15% off until December 16th. So there you go. SurviveTheDistance.com is the website. It is beta. It's not a complete game yet, but it's got all the modes it's going to have. It just doesn't have all the levels. That's what they're pretty much working on, plus bugs.
I swear they should.
They got to get the ghost cars in here. That's the one thing I'm missing from Nitronic Rush is the ghost cars.
They might be adding that in too.
Yeah, they have already said they're adding that in, but
Sweet.
It's missing from the current beta. I can't wait until those are in because that's when I'm going to start, going nuts on some of the tracks. I've already got some good times on a couple of them. So, yeah, Survive the Distance.
I swear they seriously should have put "Cakes Going the Distance" song as their opening theme. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on to Coles. And
If he's awake.
Yeah, barely.
You need more coffee, man.
I don't have any coffee. I wish.
You're missing out.
So my game pick of the week is I was already on the Nintendo spree, but I've been playing a whole lot of Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U.
There you go.
Holy crap! Does this game have a lot of characters?
Yeah, it does. I actually found out the other day that 3 of my coworkers called out because of that game.
It's an amazing game. Like it's like what every fighter wants to be, which is weird because it's like a cartoony fighter, but it's like has everything.
Well, don't mess around because there's some serious competitions for Super Smash Brothers.
I know. I actually watched a Super Smash Bros. Tournament that was for $10,000. That was pretty interesting.
They're very good too, and it's like.
Now, is that all this is? It's like a fighter game, but.
Yeah, it's only a fighter game with all the Nintendo characters you could ever think of. Like there's Charizard from Pokemon in it.
Well, there's also Sega. Isn't there some Sega characters like Sonic?
Yep.
Sonic's in there. Yep.
Well, didn't Nintendo buy out Sega? That's what I'm trying to think right now. Because there's also Mega Man and.
I know that there were Sega games for Nintendo, so they kind of.
Is the Fox from Star Fox?
Yes. Fox McCloud.
There you go. That's That's also Sega as well, if I remember right.
No, that's Nintendo.
No, is it Star Fox? Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, because of Star Fox 64.
For sure.
Yeah. Got
Wii
Pokemon game
in here?
Yes, you do.
Seriously?
And it's hilarious to fight against the Wii Fit trainer because she goes all Wii Fit.
Yeah, she is one of the most broken champions in that game.
That's
yeah.
Crazy.
Scary. It's scary. And the villager, they added the villager from, what is it called? Whatever. But the villager's awesome too.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only got screenshots on here, but yeah, I see the villager. That's wow. Yeah, tons of characters.
Yeah, compare this to the Nintendo 64 version, which had 10.
No, there was more than that for the. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the GameCube one. Melee.
The original Nintendo 64 had 8 available in 4. I guess it had 12. 8 available, 4 you can unlock.
Yeah. Then didn't the GameCube one have like 60 something?
GameCube one only had like 20 something.
Was it 20?
It wasn't very many. Like this one, more than doubled the last Super Smash Bros. In amount of characters available.
Yeah, this has even got a bunch of secret characters.
Yeah.
Well.
I mean, this game is like
they have a Duck Hunt character.
Yes.
They have like every single Nintendo character you could ever find in all their galaxies that's in this game.
That's absolutely insane that they've managed to put that together.
But the crazier thing is, almost every single character has a different moveset. They may be similar.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they all have different movesets. Yeah.
Which is insane, because that takes some time to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, look at Heroes of the Storm. I mean, Hero of the Storm, they were talking about that. They have issues making, every character feel unique.
But I mean, Riot. I mean, they've got how many characters?
120.
22, I believe.
Yeah.
122.
And they keep adding. There's another one being unveiled this upcoming week, I believe.
No, he's already out, isn't he?
He's already out.
Rek'Sai?
Well, they have the spotlight for him, but yeah.
Yeah, the spotlight's up. I saw that.
Rek'Sai's out, yeah.
Oh, he's out. Oh my god. Yeah, crazy. So.
Which is kind of crazy because they're like it took forever for them to release the ADC, and now they're just popping them out like babies,
Well, the preseason's like the best time because
like hamster babies.
Because they're not doing any.
right, and I
balancing.
yeah, I mean, it's like break the game as much as you want because it's preseason, nothing matters.
It's like nobody cares. No one can hear you scream.
But yeah, he's very unique. He's very interesting. Fun.
All right. So Super
But yeah,
Smash
if you want, the crazier thing is I think the Wii U is the cheapest new console out there too.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
It's like $200. It's as much as a DS XL.
That's the only way they're going to sell them, to be honest.
Yeah.
True.
But
So.
it's nice to have Netflix just walking around with you on that controller screen, and you can just watch Netflix on that.
Coles.
What?
It's called this.
I can't see it. Let me see it.
Yeah, I can't. Really
It's called a phone.
Oh, yeah, but I mean,
well, yeah, we know it's a phone, but
It's also
playing
called a
games.
tablet and other devices.
well, it's pretty much just a tablet from the Wii U.
It,
I mean, it
it
has
is
a bunch of apps.
they even call it the tablet, Coles.
All right, we're going to move on here. We're bringing back the LCS update this week because we have the expansion tournament going on. They've played 4 of the 5 matches so far. We already know that Curse Academy will be going to the LCS. So this
Wow.
brings up the question: who's going to finish 4th?
Curse.
Yeah, you can't
Well,
have
see,
2 teams finishing. Or maybe they could be tied for 4th.
Curse Academy has to get bought out by somebody.
You think that's going to happen?
It has to. LCS rules say only one company can own one team in a region.
Okay. I haven't heard anything about that happening,
But how does that work with Samsung Blue and Red or Red and White?
that's not LCS, and it's blue and white, and they don't exist anymore.
There's only one team now.
Yeah.
They moved to the same rule set. They can only have one. No sister teams. One team per organization.
Okay.
So-
So they were tired of just one company owning 2 very dominant teams.
I don't know why they did it, to be honest with you. Not a clue.
Yeah.
But they did it.
Well, we definitely know that.
Well, it kind of sounds like NASCAR in that sense, because each car owner can only have a set amount of cars out there per team.
So Cop and St. Vicious back in the LCS.
Bunny Fufu.
Bunny Fufu,
Bunny
yeah,
Fufu,
that's
he's
right.
my hero.
He's going to be hopping through the forest.
Getting
And then
many
we got,
kills.
Then we had F5 got eliminated. Final
chance.
5.
That was just horrible to watch.
Yeah, I mean they got beat by Fusion
You mean
after
Coast?
having a 2-0 lead. Fusion came back to win 3
Yeah,
in a row.
the first day.
Yeah, but Coast is still in it. They lost to who was it, Curse the first day?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
And then they beat they beat Final 5 today. So tomorrow it's going to be Coast and Fusion. Winner will get to the LCS. I'm pulling for Fusion.
I want to see McNoon. McNoon's fun.
Yeah.
Either he carries or he feeds. It's like
Yeah.
It's like the Talladega Nights logic for, with what the hell's his name?
not first or last.
You're either first or you're last.
When they won on Friday, Dash asked him how does it feel to play with these guys, and he went on to this really long-winded thing about it, and McNoon's like, I don't understand, and then he asked the question shorter so that he understood, and he said, and his response was, these guys are America. I swear, this guy's got the funniest interviews ever. Look this guy up on YouTube sometime. Just
That and Poppy. That's all I have to say.
So yeah, that's
Poppy
happening
is
this
actually
weekend. Next
perfect.
weekend, we got Giants, Reason, H2K, and Faculty. Those guys will be battling it out for the 2 new spots in the EULCS. Those start on Thursday. So yeah, very cool. And then hopefully we'll see
Tons of fun stuff.
season
I
5.
don't know if 4.21 is going to be on next week.
When
on
did
Thursday.
4.21 hit?
Last week.
Yeah, they have a 3-week lag on that, so that's not going to be in the tournament.
I thought it was
they
2
were just
weeks.
this week playing the new map.
They were playing it last week at IEM.
I am, yes, but the previous expansion tournament
Yeah.
stuff was 4.19. So, but yeah, they're definitely on the new map. So
That has,
pretty much
that has to
that
be.
IEM. We have a lot of league action this week. So
Yes.
Well, that's good. I'm tired of being not able to watch Twitch because everyone else sucks except for Phantom Lord.
yeah,
And Trick Slayers.
Yeah.
I had a lot of trouble getting Twitch to load today,
Yeah, I did too. It took me like 5 minutes for the page to load.
but it finally did, and got to see a little bit of action today because I wasn't home for much of the day. But hopefully tomorrow I'll get to see the final match. When is that match anyway? It's 1 o'clock.
Tomorrow.
1 o'clock Central. So 2 on the East Coast, 11 a.m. Pacific. There you go. All right. So that's it for the LCS update. Unfortunately, we don't have our Gold Goblins here this week. Apparently, they're both off getting drunk at their wife's Christmas party. So yeah, Dan actually posted something a couple days ago.
Bunch of alcoholics.
He was saying something about having price alerts set up. And he apparently missed out on something that sold for $40K because it was on sale for 135 gold, and he didn't have the alert set up. But he did have the alert set up, but he didn't pay attention to it. And his point there being is that if you do have these alerts set up, if you have a ridiculous sale like this, you're gonna miss it if you don't pay attention to email. So
my problem would be the only reason I would have that on would be I would miss them all the time just for the simple fact that I've been at work just nonstop.
That had to sell in like 20 seconds.
It had. I mean, it was on the auction hall long enough to be on the API, and I think the API only updates once an hour.
Really? That's incredible.
So I could have been on for.
Someone might have missed that.
Yeah. And who knows? The guy might have missed a couple zeros when he typed in 135. You know.
Yeah, probably I was thinking was like 13K or 13.5K.
That guy's looking in his mailbox and he's like, "Holy crap! Where's all my money?"
He's probably crying.
Coles has never done that before.
Oh God, Diablo.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. All right, so that'll do that. We'll get to 6 minutes to release guild news, and we are 2-7 on normal.
Yay.
I actually found out something really cool about normal mode. So in this Pandaria for Siege of Orgrimmar, Flex was meant for Flex was just for like LFR raiders to hop in, and you could hop in heroic, if you did anything else. This one is heroic is actually tuned to be for people in normal gear already. So
I mean, that would make sense. With the trouble that we were having with Kargath, the very first night we had the mechanics pretty much down. We just couldn't heal people through it.
Right. So that's why it feels hard. I mean, we're not like worse players. We can't get through normal. It's just that.
Speak for yourself, there, Coles.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on that in a second here. So, yeah, like I said, we're 2-7 on Tuesday. We took out the Butcher in 2 attempts. We had the DPS for it. It was very nice, and we moved on to Brackenspore and found out we didn't have the DPS for him. The healers are on their game, and that's saying something considering that we only have 2 healers in the guild right now. We picked up a healer on Sunday, by the way.
I kind of helped with that.
Well, that was awesome. Zedon is a fairly good druid healer. He's definitely got the right attitude for the guild as well. I definitely appreciate him jumping on board. He's fit right in. So Soli has been healing less.
Yay!
I'm surprised she hasn't cheered. But yeah.
What was the last time she healed? Wasn't it back in either Wrath or BC?
I believe she tried at the beginning of Mists. Back when tanking sucked.
Oh right.
Yeah, but the most amount of healing that she had done before this was back in Burning Crusade, but that was on her priest.
Talius or whatever.
Tally Lilas.
Wrath.
Wrath? What'd you do in Wrath?
Tally.
Oh, yeah, Tally and Wrath. Okay, yeah. Probably because we had to bring you
Tally
into
and
the
Wrath?
instructor fight
No,
for the mind control.
because druid sucked. Air tanking sucked
Yeah.
really bad.
But there was also the instructor fight where we needed a priest for the mind control on 25 men. So I think that had something to do with it too.
I love that fight.
But yeah. So yeah, she's healing less, thank goodness, for all of us. But yeah, we've tried Brackenspore, we've tried Tectus. I'm being told that Twin Ogron are a pushover. So I'm wondering if we shouldn't divert to that, but I think we're going to keep on Tectus just simply because we are starting to get a feel for that fight. It is hard. It's okay when the main boss is up. It's okay when he splits in two. When one of those guys splits into four and we've got 5 guys up doing all the same abilities, that's when it starts becoming a cluster. And I think we just need practice on that. I think we've got the DPS for it. We just need practice.
I hear that's like the hardest part of the fight. If you can make it past that part, you're like A-okay.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's when the most bosses are up. You got 5 up then. Those guys all have about 1/3 of the health of the main guys, and you don't have to wait for a whatever their ability is where you have to kill the other guys. These guys you can kill whenever. You don't have to wait, so that's good. So we'll probably continue on that this week. Maybe next week we'll do Ogren. I'm not sure. Also, next week is probably going to be an abbreviated week because we are going to start our Christmas week that week as well. I'll be here for next week's podcast, but after that, I'll be gone that following week. We won't be doing the podcast that week, and I'll be returning for probably Sunday's raid a week from this. Actually, 2 weeks from tomorrow is when I'll.
Are you going to Buffalo?
Absolutely.
Good luck with that snow.
It's already gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was gone within a few days.
A few days?
Yeah, because it got to 60.
Wow, that must have been some nice flooding.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it. You know, they were saying, "Oh yeah, this is going to cause record flooding," blah blah blah. You never heard anything about it afterwards. So
they're like, "Oh, maybe it wasn't so bad after all."
Well, it was. It was terrible. I have a few people that lived in Hamburg, which got the most of it. So anyway, moving on. That's going to be it for Guild
Wait,
News.
hamburger.
Hamburg.
Hamburger.
Hamburg.
Burger.
Veg. Stop eating everything in sight. All right.
I thought their town sounds delicious.
All right, we're going to move on to Shosan's favorite part of the podcast. This is What the Fuck Are You Listening To?
See.
No one said What the Fuck. It's disappointing me. All right, so this week was What is your favorite 80s song? Now, 80s music kind of has like its own thing going on. I don't know how to describe it. It's not like when real electronic music started, and I don't know. There's
when every movie implemented it as well.
What was that?
When every 80s movie implemented it as well.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was the hair era as well. Slowly was reminding me that's when all the hair bands started.
Yep, and that's that's my mom's favorite era because of that.
So some of the pictures of the bands back then are just hilarious.
Just like crotch ready and giant poofy hair.
All right.
Oh my God.
So what the fuck? We're gonna start with Veg.
But you already started me on this subject today. It's Cole's turn.
No, I'm starting with you.
Fine. Mine is going to be Anthrax. It's a madhouse.
I'm not sure I know that one.
How could you not? It's amazing. It's a madhouse. Oh, I'm insane.
Well, we know you're insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Anthrax is part of the Big Four, which is Anthrax, of course, Metallica. Shit. Drew a fart. Slayer, and then it's not Iron Maiden.
No.
Okay, I am going to hell.
If I can figure it out. Metallica,
Yeah.
Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax.
That's who the last. Yeah, Megadeth. So they're considered the
Who'd
big
you add in
four.
there that wasn't part of that?
What was that?
You added someone in there that wasn't part of that.
Yeah, Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden, yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought it was them, but then it was Megadeth. They're the big fours because they started on thrash metal and heavy metal. You know, Iron Maiden's been around since forever, but they're not heavy, quote unquote. I mean, they're metal, but they're not like heavy metal.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely one thing I missed when I was describing the 80s, that's also when a lot of the metal started. Like a lot of the real metal, so.
Yeah, Slayer started
Definitely,
in the 80s.
Definitely a decent pick for the band there. I just wish I knew the song. I can't. The song is not coming to me. And it's
The funnier thing is I heard that song when I was like 13 or 14 years old when I was playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Like literally that game has the best soundtrack for metal for a video game.
All right.
Because it has Ozzy, it has Slayer, it has Megadeth, and it has the big four in it.
Yeah.
So, and ironically, that was based in the 80s as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go.
All right. So, my pick for this was basically, I mentioned that there's a lot of electronic music, and New Order definitely did their share. And the one song that always comes to mind when I'm thinking 80s, and really start thinking about it, is New Order's "Bizarre Love Triangle." That song, and it's kind of funny because I really didn't get into that song until like the late 90s, early 2000s, but it's definitely probably one of their more recognizable songs. I mean, I don't know if the words "Bizarre Love Triangle" are ever actually in the song, but it's been covered more times than I can count. It's one of their defining songs, and it's definitely one of the 80s defining songs, if you ask me. So, yeah.
And I don't know why, but I thought Erasure was 80s.
No.
No,
Well,
they're mid-90s.
They have an 80s sound to it.
Yeah, but they're mid-90s, and I'm like, what the hell?
94.
I thought they were like 86 or something. No, they're 94.
Yeah, and there's only two guys in that too. Erasure's only two guys.
That's bizarrely hilarious.
Yeah, but then actually they were active in '85, so I guess you can call them an '80s band.
But they didn't get big until I guess now. thanks to Unicorn Attack, Robot Attack.
Did you say unicorn? I think you just said unicorn.
He did. Oh boy.
I'm not sure how that would work, and I don't want to know.
Oh, man.
My head.
That is the best thing I've heard all day. Unicorn.
Do I even want to know what that is?
Do you want to check my? I mean,
No.
this website.
Yeah, I'm sure Coles knows all of the websites.
Much
I'm trying
porn
to see if they
such
had any
wow.
big songs in the '80s as well, because they had a couple albums out in the '80s, but nothing that was really big in the U.S. So anyway, yeah. So that's mine. Coles, I'm amazed you were able to answer this one.
Yeah, without saying who are all these people.
Oh, what the thought of the week?
My thought of the week. I'm surprised nobody. This is like the only 80s song I even like, so it's great that nobody picked this. It's "Don't You Forget About Me" by Simple Minds.
This is a great song too. It's 1985.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah.
It's an awesome song.
Which is like in every teenage love story movie.
Yeah, it was in a particular movie, The Breakfast Club. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I'm familiar.
That's
with
where I
that
think
song.
it came. Like I think that's where everybody remembers it.
Well, I knew the song
Another-
long before I knew about The Breakfast Club. I didn't really know about that song until well after it was released.
I have no clue what the Breakfast Club is.
I'm not surprised.
Just shut your hole. My mom would be
Go
very,
watch
very
it.
mad at you.
Get on Netflix and watch it or something.
They actually don't have it on Netflix.
Well, find it and watch it. Torrent it.
It's like $5 at Target, I think.
That's too much money.
Yes.
How is that too much money, broke bitch?
Because it costs money, which means it's too much money.
Yeah, with that logic, that means that never mind. I'm just not gonna go there.
All right. That concludes. What the fuck are you listening to? So let's move on to our closing, and we got closing arguments again this week, courtesy of Veg. Veg is on a roll here.
See,
What?
once I get in a roll, I don't stop. You might want to look out at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
If Veg is on a roll, run uphill.
Depends
He'll
on how
just
much momentum I have.
He'll blow up the mountain.
Oh God.
Mountain will be crushed.
Exactly.
You wonder how
What's
the Grand Canyon was made.
Oh my
Veg
God.
slipped and started rolling.
Oops.
And they see me hating.
They see you rolling. All right. What's our argument? What are we arguing over?
This week, what is the guilds? And this means 6 minutes to release his highest and lowest points. Since me and Ron are, well, of course Ron is, but I am also one of the longest standing members within the guild, being at 6.5 years. Ron,
By the way, do a slash guild info real quick.
I'm not even on.
And what's the date?
Ron's talking slowly.
The 19th? So this coming Friday is the guild's 7th anniversary.
Ooh. Awesome.
So that's how long we've been around, and Veg has been here since June 6th of 2008.
Yeah, I've been
6.5
around for a
years.
long time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know that. I will forever know that date.
Yeah, because it's 2 days before your birthday.
Oh, it's the day after my birthday.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So, Ron, you want some birthday cake?
No, I want no birthday cake of Kixie's. Thank you. All right, so why don't we start with the new guy first?
The new guy.
I know, right? It's like you don't feel like a new guy, but when you're with the three of us, hey.
You know, I gotta say, my highest point was while I was alive. My lowest point is when I fell off the elevator.
So
your
that would
highest
be
point
like.
was, what?
My highest point is when I'm alive. The lowest point is when I fell falling off the elevator.
You have a lot of low points in your life.
Yeah.
Oh, the high. Oh boy. High point was probably 25-man Blackwing Descent.
I don't think we did. We do a whole lot of Blackwing Descent. 25.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I
That
guess
was like-
we did.
We did a ton of like
Yeah.
2 weeks, 2 days a week.
I remember doing a lot of Chimeron.
Yeah, that was a frustrating boss.
Oh, yeah.
Those I really liked Blackwing Descent as a raid. I hated Black Bastion Twilight. I skipped all those raidings.
Yeah.
I should have Blackwing Descent.
Yeah, Bastion Twilight was it was okay. I liked that one, but not as much as Blackwing Descent. Blackwing Descent was more fun largely because of Nefarian.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Then there's Firelands, of course, which is
oh yeah, Firelands, but I mean, Firelands probably wasn't all that great for us.
No, I think that's when we started falling off our 25-man. Really, that was the beginning of the end for
Because we
25-man
couldn't get
raid.
anywhere on 25 man.
Yeah,
How long did it take us to kill Shanax?
a long time.
And
Yeah,
we had
that-
like the first week on 10 man. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when do you think's the lowest point?
The lowest point, Horadon, of course. I don't think you can get much lower than that. That was just,
And he names a boss as well. Well played.
That's very specific.
when
Yeah,
there's a 4-month period when we're on one boss, and like half our guild quits, if not more, that's when you know you have an issue.
yeah. Yeah, that was pretty bad, and that's definitely pretty bad. All right. So Veg, what do you have in mind for this?
So I would say the highest point of the guild for me would be when we were back in Wrath, like all the way from towards the end of Burning Crusade, all the way to about almost the end of Wrath. That would have to be our highest point. We kept getting people left and right. We kept getting really good people left and right.
Mm-hmm.
We at one point didn't we had to sit. You said 16 people one night for a 25-man
For 25 man trial of the Crusade,
Trial of the Crusader.
we had to sit 16 people for a 25 man.
Yeah, that was before they even heard of Flex or something that would have been mildly.
Well, I mean, I don't know I don't remember if we ran a 10 man that night because at the time there were 4 lockouts for that place.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
I don't think
think
we
there
did.
might have
I
been
don't
all. You know,
I don't even remember if we had like captains back then.
That was about the time I joined the guild. Actually, it was right
Yeah,
around.
that was about the time you were joined.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. It was a lot of fun. I'd say that was my most enjoyable moment of the game. Mine would just have to, and then the lowest point I would just have to say Kata. Kata was just a giant pile of steaming shit for us.
Really?
Next, yes.
I only thought Dragon Soul was a giant pile of steaming shit.
Well, that's true. You know, they led this up. Well, so many people left during the entire event of Kata, including me. I was barely ever on. I was gone months on end.
Well, that's
because
when our downsizing began, because you remember we started doing 25 man when the expansion launched. Firelands we did a bunch of 25 man, and then remember a 25 man the very first day we went in on Dragon Soul, and we one-shot the first boss with one of our tanks in DPS gear and spec.
We're so good, and then like the second boss just raffle stomped us.
The second and third bosses, I think we went 2 of 8 on 25 man and never got further.
Sounds about right.
Because we stopped running 25 man in Dragon Soul. That was the end of our 25 mans. That was it.
Yeah, that's just when it went downhill, honestly, for us for a good while. I mean, I think we're at a happy medium now. And I have to say, with Blizzard's improvements, we're going to be going up again, just for the simple fact you can have people leave and go without punishing the guild or the group.
Well, we need a critical mass before that happens, but I'll
get
to that in a second. I think that the guild's highest point ever was our Kael'thas kill.
Why is that?
Just simply because when right before Wrath of the Lich King came out, people were saying that the best fights in the game were Lady Vaj and Kael'thas, and
Ew.
keeping that in mind, I made it the guild's goal to kill both of those before the end of the X-Pack. And we met that goal. We killed Lady Vaj. In fact, we cleared both. We cleared them both. I mean, we went 6-6 in SSC and 4-4 in TK. But we killed Lady Vaj on the last day, and on the last day of that week, and we killed Kael'thas on the last day of the following week, which left us with Tuesday to go to Black Temple and Wednesday to go to Sunwell, which that Tuesday we went to Black Temple. We went 6 of 9 in one night.
That's
Yeah. Mother Shiraz kind of kicked our ass. And then we went into Sunwell and didn't get anywhere. I mean, it took us 2 hours to get to the boss. I think we had like 2 attempts on Calicos.
We did eventually get him down, though.
No.
Yeah, we did.
Nope.
I thought we did.
Nope. We never killed anyone in Sunwell when it was content. But keep in mind, Burning Crusades when we found it as well. I mean, we only went into Black Temple 2 days before the next X-Pack. That was the first time we went in. So.
True.
So, yeah. That's definitely the best time. I'd say Wrath was our best expansion because we killed everything on normal and almost everything on 25 and Heroic. I mean, we almost got Lich King Heroic. We went 11-12 in there.
I thought we did get him.
We didn't get him until well after.
Oh, okay, because I know...
Yeah, I
remember getting 2 groups going in there, 2 groups of 10.
On the Infest, the traps, the Shadow Traps.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, that was the time where we were doing 2 groups. We even had a night where we had 3 groups.
And 2 groups cleared it in 1 week.
Yeah, we had 2 groups cleared.
I was leading one of them.
I mean, of course, we had 3 groups clearing Karazhan in 1 week back in Burning Crusade.
Yeah, that is true.
But that's not the end of the expansion either. I mean, but yeah, we were having 2 groups clear Ice Crown. We were sending alt groups in. You know, it's pretty cool. And then, of course, like you're saying, Kata, we kind of went downhill. But the lowest point, I would say, is, and I'm not naming Corridon as the reason, but the weeks leading up to us leaving Corelstraz was probably the worst time, and even a couple weeks after that was the worst time. Because not only did we have to leave our server, we had to stop doing current content. Having to go back into toes and to pug those, that was just murder for me. It's like, it sucked. I'm not very fond of having to take steps back, but that's what we needed to do to continue to survive as a guild. And we ended up all right. We cleared SOO. Okay. We eventually went back and got our Throne of Thunder kills. We didn't do too much in heroic, but yeah, we survived. We moved on, and hopefully the sex pack will get better. Like I said, I mean, we need to start getting a critical mass, and hopefully the Tuesdays and Sunday raids will help out. We've already got one from Sunday. Unfortunately, we had a bunch of impatient people on Tuesday, so we didn't get anyone from that. But yeah, hopefully we'll keep moving, keep growing. Just like this podcast, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else. You guys want to leave us with some?
Oh God.
No, I just wondering how long the guild's going to be. I'm just wondering how long we're going to just stay. I'm guessing until WoW just dies.
SMTR for life.
I am never getting that tattooed.
Because that'll be when we disband. If anyone ever gets an SMTR tattoo, I'm going to purposely disband the guild.
Perfect.
And not only do they have to get the guild name on there, they have to get the dildo there too.
It's a candle.
Wait, it's not a dildo.
So
Not a dildo. How do we get on topic of the frickin' tabard?
Because when you talk about 6 minutes, they talk about the tabard.
Remember when I joined the guild and we were going into ICC? I'm like, oh, this is really cool. The guild made a tabard for Icecrown Citadel because it looked like the tower of Icecrown Citadel. So I remember asking Sully, do we get to change the tabard after the new expansion? She's like, no, it's always going to be like that. It's like, I have to change my tabard.
And you were so upset.
I was quite upset. I'm like, that was like 14. My dreams just got crushed. I was like, oh, end of the line.
God, has it been that long?
Yeah.
It's been about 5 years.
That's crazy. All right. Well, all I'm gonna say is unicorn.
Of love.
Of love.
Unicorns of love. Oh God.
Such mess.
And that's how we're gonna end the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is it for Six Gaming Podcast. I'm Ron.
I'm Veg.
I'm the Koalicles.
And for the cute koala, we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Say bye.